As Nakhchivan News team, we are welcoming you from COP29 held in Baku. First of all, we want to emphasize that the hosting of such a great event as COP29 is another solemn victory of the President Ilham Aliyev.
Hosting the COP29 conference can be seen as the most significant event of 2024 for Azerbaijan and the logical continuation of the country's green economic transition strategy. Azerbaijan has already gained a positive reputation in the hosting international events. Today, delegations from the more than 150 countries have arrived in Baku. Speeches were heard and discussions were held at the conferences held on the various topics. Guests from different countries as well as media representatives gave interviews to our television and shared their thoughts with us.
Everything is beautiful. Azerbaijan has been welcoming. I like the organization. There's security, but there is not too much bureaucracy. You're still able to get in and feel comfortable. And the bus system, everything works well. I'm from Liberia, West Africa. I'm a party here, and I represent the local government at the local level. And I head the Council of Superintendents of what would be province government. So we are here hoping, like many other countries that are attending today, that we will have access to some of the funding that is needed to promote green energy, to promote climate, to promote fight against climate change or climate pollution. We are from affected communities. We're experiencing our forests being deforested. We're experiencing pollution. We are experiencing some of the effects of overuse of carbon. So it is our hope that coming here today, we will understand how to make our environment better, but more so we'll also be able to lobby and have access, like all other countries, to the funding necessary to protect our community, funding for loss and damages, funding when we have all of these impacts. And as a woman particularly, we are here because climate change also affects us in terms of gender. So how we mainstream gender into the fight against climate change. So that's why we are here, hoping that we can have all of the funding necessary. It's a special gown. We wear it in West Africa, Liberia, but it's green specifically because we are for green energy. We are going green, so green is the color we would like to show off here. And this is the national color of my country, like the national flag is red, white, and blue. And Liberia is the country where I'm from. So this is Liberia. So where I'm from. Thank you. You're welcome.
In Pakistan, we have mountains, we have deserts, we have coast, we have agricultural land. We are vulnerable in agriculture. In 2022 we were hit by 2022 floods, we have lost $34 billion loss we faced in 2022. This is not a small thing. And we are facing droughts, we are facing landslides, and anthropogenic activities like deforestation, urbanization. It's man-made, but natural, purely climatic issues are major issues in my country especially. But the Global South, I'm educating Global South because my organization is working on Global South, Commission on Science and Technology for Sustainable Development in the South. So I can portray the picture of Global South, which is very vulnerable. They have very limited resources, limited technologies, lack of capacity. We need international cooperations. We need capacity, technology transfers, capacity development. So the problem we are facing is we need help of global stakeholders. To help us in the financing climate. The climate finance is a major issue. The access to climate finance, because it's very complex, and to tap climate finance we need very technical capacity, and developing countries are lacking technical capacity for tapping climate finance. So I urge to global stakeholders, please have a look on Global South countries, especially my home country, especially my global south. This is my native dress. I'm wearing waistcoat. It's our culture. This is kameez. This is shalwar. And this is Peshawari. If cameraman can show, this is Peshawari chappal. And this is near to my heart. This is Pakistan. And this is Chitrali cap. And this is Chitrali cap. This is our cultural dress. We wear 24/7 this dress.
It was emphasized in the press conferences that disasters caused by the global warming are increasing. And it has been reported that residents of the South Asia, including India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and other countries, are suffering from the consequences of the climate change. It also highlighted that the years 2015 to 2024 are considered the warmest period observed in the last 175 years. Long-term global warming is no greater than the 1850s baseline. It's worth noting that guests with unique and distinguished styles of dress at the event aim to draw attention to the global climate issues. For instance, our Canadian interviews stressed the importance of the starting climate awareness by informing children and their parents.
First of all, my name is Philip McMaster, and I'm from Canada, and my character, along with the Sustainies, Roger the Reality Rooster, buck, 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 wake up, and LCP, the low carbon panda, so low energy panda, low carbon, my character is Sustain-a-Claus. It's not Santa Claus. We all sort of hear the Santa Claus, kind of a Coca-Cola image. This is Sustain-a-Claus. This is about how do we actually make childhood great again? How do we actually keep children healthy? By sugar drinks? No. No, it's about family and parenting and community and how do we live together in harmony as best as possible. So the question about why am I here is because for 10 years I have been going to COP meetings. So since 2015 in Paris, and that's when the Sustainable Development Goals, that's when the Sustainable Development Goals were signed by 194 nations in Paris to solve these problems of hunger, poverty, energy, health, all these things. So how have we done since that time? Sustain-a-Claus was there in 2015, COP29. How are we doing in COP, what are we now, 29, right? How are we doing? Well, the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, he said last year that we are way behind on the goals. We are very much behind. So that's very discouraging, of course, and he's not responsible. The 194 nations are responsible, right? But I have a plan, or we have a plan in Conscience Land. It's called Make Childhood Great Again. Now, you say, well, what does childhood have to do with the Sustainable Development Goals? Well, it has everything to do with it, because it's life itself. It's the biology, the biodiversity, it's the mountains, it's the seas, it's everything. We need to heal it. So, in Conscience Land, the Sustainies encourage you, as a citizen of Conscience Land, to do these three things. To heal yourself, right? Be healthy yourself. Heal yourself. Heal your community. Okay, you come from you said a small community, a relatively small community. Community is incredibly important. The resilience of the people inside the community is very, very important. So heal the community. That's you. Do things in the community. And then that almost automatically heals the earth. Because when you have a community that's together, the earth is happier. Okay? How do we do this? Citizenship. Now, it's not just citizenship in your country. It's also citizenship in the world and on the earth. So bingo bongo, The Sustainies welcome you to Conscience Land as a citizen of Conscience Land. Now there's 3 affirmations, 3 promises that you make. One is, I do no harm. The second one is, I do not fear. And the third one is, I leave it better than I found it. So imagine if we can, in Azerbaijan, if we can begin to spread this idea. Do you have a conscience? Yes. Do you act on it? Try. Do you serve your community? Yeah, I should. I do no harm, I do not fear, and I leave it better than I found it. Imagine that world. If just a small percentage of people began to act this way, all of our problems would be gone. Really, literally, they would be gone. We have all the tools, we have all the money, we have all the everything needed to do it. We just need people to start doing this.
As the quote made by the Mahatma Gandhi, if I'm not mistaken, he said that if you want to change the world, start from yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so this is not new. Nothing I'm saying is new. It's the oldest, it's wisdom. It's wisdom, right? And that's what we need, a little more wisdom in the world. We need people to stop arguing and fighting and saying, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, like a little kid, a little child, that's mine. No, it's not yours. Nobody owns anything on the planet, right? But we have our cultures, we have our ways. I understand that, but we also have a big change in the world. We have a global crisis on environment, on biodiversity, and we have that common. And we have childhood in common. We have childhood in common. So let's work on childhood. If we work on childhood, we stop the killing, we encourage the healthy living, and then we solve the problems.
What are your suggestions on how to solve it? Education, provision?
Well, I think I just went over it. What I just did with you is education of a sort, but you know what the right thing to do is. I don't have to tell you. In fact, why should you listen to me? You know.
We're talking about children, which are not...
Well, children, what do children need? Parents. Children need parents. No, they need children need parents because they come from parents. Okay? For the first 11 years of your life, you're not capable of doing much on your own. So that's the idea, is that in Conscience Land, every country, every place, don't talk about politics, just talk about people. They all have children, and you need children, and you need them to be healthy. So that's how we get the leaders of tomorrow. If we have healthy children, we have healthy leaders. If the healthy leaders have a good mind and are caring for the people, we have a good society. It's very simple. So thank you. Peace +1. Join the fun in Conscience Land. And Sustain a Clause is here for youth. Let's make it happen.
Talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ho, ho, ho.
As we promised before to our dear audience, dear viewers, that we would be ready in Baku City at the COP29 conference, one of the biggest, actually the biggest climate conference in the world, which is being held in the beautiful capital city of Azerbaijan right now. We are here as the Nakhchivan News Information Program team in order to shine a light on the global issues, and of course many of the people, hundreds of people here in these halls, in the plenary halls, have gathered together, and also thousands of people in the overall stadium, Baku Stadium's area, have gathered together to have the discussions. And at the end, of course, to find solutions in order to tackle global climate change issues. So up until now, we have gathered some of the statistical information. We would love to share some of the points that was made by the World Meteorological Organization's Secretary General, Madame Celeste Saulo. She mentioned that unfortunately 2024 as a year is said to be the warmest year up until now, which is an unfortunate statistical record, and therefore all of the people, all of the delegations, authorized bodies, all of the responsible people, also media, all have to gather here to tackle those issues, find some solutions on climate financing, on melting ice, on lots of agricultural, educational issues, which will be implemented day by day in their relative
days, so that they have all gathered together to find some solutions. And as the part of media, as the media representatives, we are here to shine a light on those issues proudly. We will meet you the next time through our various video showcases, and we will do our best to deliver information in a timely manner. Thank you so much for your attention. We appreciate your time.